waiting for YouTube to catch up so that way when I started, it wouldn't do that horrible echo in the background and shit. So, hello everybody. I just realized I probably should have got my coffee first and my cigarette. So, anywho. Oh, I did my cigarette actually. I got one thing right. Anywho. Adjust this here. Kind of adjust my window so I can see the chat in YouTube, but see video as well. So, hello to everybody. Make sure I'm on live chat instead of pop chat. Still don't understand why that's an option. Really don't. Like, what is that even supposed to do? I don't know. Alright, so that should be prepared. Make yourself comfortable. I'm going to go pour some coffee because it's already made, so don't worry. What kind of my couches in here to keep y'all entertained? I'm sorry, my background likes to get all stupid when I leave because it has nothing to focus on, so it gets all kind of funky. Hello, CCDV. Hold on, I can do that thing. There we go. It evens out the camera. It's weird. Anyway, hello and welcome. We are going to have some spicy takes, or at least I'm going to have spicy takes on the police department and some of the tweets I've seen. So we're going to give everybody a minute to get comfortable, grab a snack, grab a coffee. Hi, Slasher. Because I wanted to have this conversation because I think, hi, Donald. Mwah, welcome. Thank you. Thank you for coming. Wow, I should have added more honey to that. But that's okay. If any of y'all have ever seen that Guy Ritchie movie, Smash? Like, don't worry, Turkish. I'm sweet enough. Thank you. I stole it from my daughter for the day. Between her being a medium build and me not being too big and her like loose fitting clothing, I was lucky enough to be able to steal her shirt. I just don't think she knows either. What happens when you leave your clothes in the laundry and I have to remove it? I am pretty proud that my daughter has good taste in clothes. Except for the skinny jeans. I'm going to have to come to terms with that. But at least she does not sag her skinny jeans. I didn't completely fail as a parent. And she's 13. When I was 16, I was dyeing my hair lime green with Kool-Aid and wearing black lipstick. So it could be worse. You know? I try to remember what it was like when I was a kid, and I'm like, she's not so bad. Anywho. Hi, Optic Razor. Yes, I'm live. I even set the thing to like give everybody like 20 minutes warning. See, it does, and it really, and honestly, it's not. I don't know. It's YouTube's fault because I can give people 20 minutes warning, or I can give them 4 hours of warning. Still, people be like, "Oh, I didn't know you were live." So I hate to sound like every other YouTuber necessarily, because it always sounds better when they do it than I do. But if the notifications aren't working, hit that subscribe button. No, I'm just kidding. Or hit the notification bell. That's it. Hit the notification bell. Because if y'all are here, odds are you're already subscribed. And the odds of anyone finding me that doesn't know me, it's unlikely. Although it does occasionally happen. Once in a while, I take a wrong turn and end up over here, and it's like, well, hello, technician. Is it weird? Like, I'm sorry. I see tactical technician, and every time I hear it, I think of like that Tech 9 thing. And they're like, technician. Ooh, ooh. I don't know. I don't know why, but I do. It's not a bad thing. Like it's not like Tech Nine's got some good stuff. Like it's not an insult. It's just it's in my head when I see Patrick Setnish and I think of that. So. So how are y'all doing? I'm so glad to see y'all. Group hug to everybody. Mm. Hmm. Oh, my hair's doing a thing. I don't know what's doing back there, but it's not good. It's really hard to braid your own hair. I'm gonna be honest. It sucks, especially when you can't see what you're doing so much. Mm. Honestly, for the moment, I love the nails. They are dark blue, very dark blue. In fact, they're really almost black because they didn't actually have that color in nail polish, and so like I'm darkest ones. And I'm bad at like my nails always look like shit because I'm always doing things like moving stuff or doing anything, and it just chips off the very edges. It looks like crap. And oh, arms, it's mirrored. Sorry. And this is Mission Oak color varnish because I have come to the realization that this may be a project that requires wearing gloves and sleeves. Because I was wearing a tank top. I can't really see it. That's just as well, I guess. But I've got like varnish across here as well. Like, yeah, it's all over my arms. I look like I'm covered in moles that I didn't originally have. Hey, Slasher, no more drama on your end, I hope. Oh, yeah, he must have seen that fucking shit show going on with the crazy Scotsman. Yeah, as far as I can tell, Slasher has not had any more issues, thankfully. Because I like, I mean, even though like my back and forth with that dude was the issue, like, and there's nothing I could technically do to stop him in Scotland from acting crazy. I still feel bad that other people had to deal with that shit, and because it did stem sort of from me, only because I was the original epicenter of his freak out. I don't know how else to explain that. Thank you. I'm trying to remember where this place is at. I think it's somewhere in Peru, I think. Although I think there's a place similar that looks similar to this, I think, in South Oklahoma or Texas as well. Except they don't have. Hold on, I'm trying to figure out how I'm doing this. All right, this part right here isn't there, but they do have a hole in the top. You can go swimming. I want to go there, but it's a few hours away, and it costs money to go in, so that's kind of a problem. But I think this particular location, I think, is in Peru. I was stuck between that and Petra in the country of Jordan, which I can actually show you, like while we wait for anyone else to come in that wants to come in. So let me figure out how to change this real quick. Like, I know how, just my brain kind of shut off there on that one. Uh, yeah, Petra. For some reason though, the background's like it's not. There we go. Okay, it looks kind of weird. Like there's got some static going on. Like this particular picture is just not working. So, but yeah, that is. Y'all probably remember this from like Indiana Jones or some shit. This place is called Petra. I actually didn't know the name of it. I mean, I liked the look of it. I just couldn't remember what it was called. So now I gotta do this to reset it. Okay, I think it's being a dick. There we go. Okay, I had to be like close for it to not be a pain in the ass. I'm sorry. Okay, yeah, I guess this color just works better. So okay. Hmm. Excuse me. Sorry, kind of choked my coffee. Not that from that person. Not yet. Not from that. This indicates that something else is the problem. Oh dear. That background rocks. Thank you. It's only Tuesday. We'll see. Right? Yeah, it's only Tuesday. So, have you found the Holy Grail or the Lost Ark? First off, I would go for the Holy Grail. I am not attempting to mess with the art because I don't want my face to melt. I've got enough skin problems. Don't need that shit. No. Of course, it probably also helps that I'm not a crazy psychopath like they were in the movies and had bad intentions. I see what intentions they would have for something like that. Isn't the Ark of the Covenant supposed to be like the Ten Commandments? The stone tablets? So, like, what the hell would you do with that? Like, I mean, honestly, I mean, was it like shoot lasers from it? Like, what the fuck would you do with it other than put it in a museum? So, I don't. That's not something you can really sell in the black. I mean, I guess you can sell in the black. I think you get sent that. I don't know. Or some version of hell. I'm sure every religion's got some version of a torture place. I'm assuming. What is that weird ass thing? I think there's a wasp or something stuck in the curtain. Oh well. Anyway, hold on anymore. So, meow, Dave. Her. Yeah, the ark contains the two. Yeah, and two other religious artifacts. What other religious artifacts would it have? I'm really not. I've not really studied up on it. That's not really my thing. I mean, I just haven't come across it. I haven't really ever gone on my way other than the ark going the tablets right now. What would be in it? The ark kills anyone who touches it if they are not Levite. I'm assuming that means probably like righteous or pure or some fashion. I'm assuming so, just judging by the context, is my guess. And I do not have that kind of confidence in myself, so I wouldn't touch it. At least not knowingly. Like if I touched it, I wouldn't. I'd probably because I didn't know what the fuck it was. So hopefully intent matters. Like, that's fair technician because I didn't know those two other artifacts supposed to be in there in the first place. So you're ahead of me on the game. Anyway, Aaron's rod, Moses' veil. Moses had a veil. Oh, Levites are the priests. Oh, okay. Well, considering the news I've seen for the last 40, 50 years, I don't think any of our priests should be trying to touch it. Someone's offended. I'm sorry. I know there's at least one Reformed Catholic in the audience that is not going to be mad. Sexy beach camouflage. Anyway. Aaron's rod, though. Yeah, okay, that does sound kind of familiar. Wait, didn't Moses have a staff, though? Didn't he, like, do something, like, turn into a snake and shit? Like, I didn't know Aaron had one, too. Someone's been paying attention to Sunday school. I was raised Pentecostal, actually. Uh, I just had some issues with religion. Well, I mean, we'll get into cop-hating shit in a minute, but okay, so we can talk about religion because we've been neutered from that concept for a long time, and I'll explain why. For generations, or at least for a very long time, everybody's always saying, just don't talk about religion or politics. Now we've gotten to a point where we don't know how to have that conversation. And maybe we need to remember how. So, yes, my issues with religion is actually, I actually don't have issues with religion. It's usually I have problems with religious people. And there is nothing that will turn people away from God faster than assholes. Because if they're representing God and they're acting like that, shit. Like, if that's what you're selling, I don't want it. Like, I'm not even lying. I prefer the Christians who don't think they're good enough, who don't act like they're good enough. I prefer the Christians who mean well and admit, sometimes I'm kind of an asshole, and I do mean well, though. Now, those are my kind of people right there. The ones that don't try to pretend to be something they're not. Half the time, the only thing fake about me is my hair. Just saying. Some little humor there. Let's see. Sorry. Well, I did. I didn't like going to school. I didn't like going to church, honestly. I hate church. I hate being dragged to church. Oh, it's how I was a kid. When I got older, it was a little easier, but then you got guilted. And you're like, or blackmailed, like, well, if you don't go to Sunday school with us, like, or you don't go to church with us, we're not going to go on that trip this weekend. And I'm like, yeah. Mm. But I think everybody has forgot about the Book of Thomas, and anybody who understands the Book of Thomas is either really good at their reading or has seen the movie Stigmata. I'm not gonna lie, I saw Stigmata. In the Book of Thomas, it says the kingdom of God is in you and around you. And I paraphrase ever so slightly. Split a piece of wood and you will find me. Lift a stone and I am there. So, fuck being dragged to church and guilted into that shit. If you want to go to church, that is cool. Do not get me wrong. If you want to do that, you do you. Freedom of religion is about being able to do that. Or sit under a tree and have your own sermon with the Lord. That's totally cool. I'm fine with that. As long as you ain't being an asshole to other people, we're cool. That's my rules on it. But a lot of people who are just a little too gun-ho about it, acting like, well, you're not going to go to heaven if you don't go to church. Jesus didn't need a church. I'm not as good as Jesus, but still, like, he didn't say that. So, some people just get a little too with their shit, and they ruin it for everybody. But a lot of people I know who don't believe in religion, a lot of it's because of what how people acted because of their religion. And I can't blame them. I mean, I know it's not quite the same, but say you go to a car lot to buy a car, and the salesman acts terrible. You really want to buy what he's selling? No, you want to go somewhere else, anywhere else. Same shit. So, I just want to clarify that. Any questions from the class? Comments? Suggestions? Observations? My stomach is growling. Shut up, fucker. I'll feed you when I feed you, dick. Sorry, stomach likes to talk back. Actually, I did mean to make food, but realized I was running behind and didn't want to do it today. So I didn't make food. Brunch time. Anyway. Everybody's being quiet. Is my chat not working? Like, you got me concerned now, because everybody's being, like, super quiet. Like, oh my god, did my internet crash? Please tell me it didn't. It also blooms flowers. I did not know that. Okay, it's being super quiet. It's actually freaking me out, because my thing is still counting, but it will do that even if the internet crashes. Or if the stream is cut. Let me check my YouTube, because actually I don't have my YouTube as lucky as those two. Here in chat. Okay, yeah, the stream is still going, but, like, everybody's being super quiet. So, okay. Alright, we'll move on to, alright, I need to open my Twitter. Excuse me a second. Oh, it's fine, cool. Alright, I just wanted to make sure, because everybody was super quiet. So, like, oh, I'm back. I didn't know you left. Everybody was just so quiet while I was talking, and I was like, is there any questions, observations, anything someone doesn't agree with? And, like, nobody said anything. So I don't know when you left. You probably told me. I probably missed it. Let me go look. I didn't know you left. So I don't know what's the last thing you heard. This is upsetting. There. Like, you getting that static right there. It's making me bonkers. Like, unless I'm super close, which I'm not trying to be. No, I had to go to the bathroom. I think you're, like, the only person who doesn't take the phone to the bathroom. I'm not gonna lie, actually, I usually don't like that. I usually don't plan on being there long enough for that to be an issue, actually. But, anyway. Well, you could just say, I'll be right back. You don't have to necessarily tell us what you're doing. You can just say, hey, I'll be right back, so I'll know where we cut off at. But I was explaining that basically the majority of people I've met who don't believe in religion or don't like religion have been run off by people who were overly zealous about religion. Usually. Now there is the occasional one that, takes the point of view that because there's such bad things in the world, there must not be a reason to fight. Religion is useless because, he must not be a god or something if bad shit happens. And I can kind of sort of get that. Don't get me wrong. Okay, cool. You can hear me. All right. Anyway, oh yeah, no, they're my Twitter. Shit. All right, so go to my Twitter. Cool keyboard. My mom used to have a keyboard, and she had like this plastic cover she put over it that it was form fitted to where it was shaped for the keys and everything, and it was like the keyboard version of like old people putting plastic on their furniture. Although I must admit, keyboard was hanging them on. Uh, Snow Dub is feeling spicy today too. Oh my gosh, I actually have to share this just because it's funny. Like, I don't know if I'm not saying I 100% agree politically one way or the other, but I can appreciate the humor in things sometimes. I really can. So let me hit share screen. I'll just share audio. This doesn't have audio, but just in case I stumble across something that does, I don't have to go back. I also link my TV. Your back cave looks awesome. Thank you. God, I wish this was my back cave. I'm not kidding. All right, so this is probably the most America thing I have seen today. Like, that is fucking hilarious. Beyond words. like 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 I'm not sure. I'm kind of near some of the politics going on right now, but that is a funny image. That does make me chuckle. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I can appreciate that being funny. So anyway, so earlier I saw that I believe it's the Oklahoma Fraternal Order of Police were on the internet being quite salty because someone compared them to Timothy McVeigh. For those of you who do not know who Timothy McVeigh is, he is the man. He is the man that was, or one of the men that was accused of the 1995, I believe it was, Murrah bombing here in Oklahoma City, and so they did not appreciate that, as one can imagine. So let's see if they responded to anything. Oh, thank you, Fandom Collective, for retweeting me. You are a sweetheart. Got that love. Thank you so much. Alright, so hold on. I gotta back up some. I have to find where this. Because I was already feeling kind of spicy today. Then I kind of. Oh, here we go. So this gentleman here, Mr. Chad. Alright, so let me get up here. Alright, so Oklahoma City Fraternal Order of Police. There we go. So while we are meeting with community leaders and having a conversation about how we can better serve Oklahoma City Councilperson Jo Beth Hammond. That name sounds familiar, actually. Let me go look that person up. Finds it appropriate to liken police officers to terrorists. Okay, we have to be fair. All right. Oh, there's Jo Beth Hammond right there. Actually, I'm sure. I am not in any way, shape, or form telling y'all to go harass somebody because of their point of view. Please do not. I don't know if I 100% agree with her point of view, but she has First Amendment right to say it. So, please do not take this as an invitation to attack somebody, please. I don't think you guys are the type to really do that sort of thing, but I feel like as a disclosure, I should say that. I'm simply looking to resting bicycle face. That's actually sort of funny, right? So I just kind of wanted to see a little bit of her and get an idea of who she is as a person a little bit. She believes in gay rights. That's cool. That's cool. Uh, uh, I do understand that our BLM here is not quite the same as the BLM you've been seeing on TV and other places. Just so you know, I've actually spoken to folks here, and they are super fucking cool. And they denounce Antifa's behavior. They said so to me. So, like, yeah. Anyway, so going back to that. Okay. So the Fraternal Order police are feeling very salty and tagged her in their saltiness. So I think they're basically what they're doing is they're basically what's the word I'm looking for? To put that out there because I didn't see her recently post anything to say that. So I'm assuming they said in a meeting. So they're putting her on blast on Twitter, I guess, hoping to get her crucified. It's really classy coming from police. I'm just saying, like they got their little feelings hurt and decided to blast her on Twitter. So of course I had to respond. So I was like, perhaps people are just tired of the police not being held to a higher standard by the law. For instance, if a police officer is sued, it's the taxpayers that have to pay, not the police officers. Citizens do not get off that easy if they do something wrong. That was my response. No threats, no crazy wacky shit. I mean, unless you just consider challenging the status quo is crazy shit. Then okay, I'm crazy. That's fine. Anyway, so like, please let her know. Like There's like, please let her know that you don't appreciate this type of rhetoric. So see, yeah, they are calling for people to go to her Twitter and fucking bombard her inbox because she hurt their feelings. So they're gonna sick their fans on her. That's what they're doing. I mean, look at that right there. Please let her know you don't appreciate this type of rhetoric. Police officers who are willing to give their lives to protect the community should not be vilified by elected officials. Okay, not by elected officials. Why not? Once you become elected officials, do you no longer have your own point of view, your own opinion, your own rights? See, I understand in the military, no, I wasn't in the military, but from like what I've heard of the military, it's kind of like Crimson Tide, where you're here to preserve democracy, not practice it. Is that the deal? If you get elected, you no longer have a right to an opinion? And apparently they want her publicly crucified. The police are publicly doing this. I mean, you could see it right here. I'm actually quite shocked. They're like, and they give her, look right here. Oh shit. They're even also want you to inbox her email. So just attacking her on Twitter is not quite enough. They want people to send her a shit ton of emails too about it. That's kind of shitty. That really is. I'm sorry. I don't like that. Thank you, Optic Razor. If they wanted to kill people, but I doubt police wake up every night hoping to kill someone. Some do, some don't. As a whole, I imagine not. Of course. See, the thing with McVeigh, and I'm not okay in what he did, but from like history has a tendency to rewrite and change how things were. I have the original newspapers from the day it happened, the day after it happened, and so on, and following the trial. So I have newspapers from 1995 up in my attic. So it as history goes on, details are left out, but those up there, that's tangible. Those aren't rewritten. And his issue with that was because of what happened with Waco. And what they won't tell you is that the ATF were in that building. They had offices in that building. ATF, as in the people who burned alive almost 200 people in Waco under the regime of Clinton and that horrible looking cow, what is her name? Janet Reno. Now, I'm not saying what he did was right, but he stated that he did not actually know that there was a daycare center in that building. He didn't know. Now, I do feel that that was very irresponsible. That if you're going to do something like that, that you do not do your full research on a building if you're going to do something like that. I think that's incredibly irresponsible. I'm not promoting the idea of blowing shit up. I'm not. Just saying, if you're going to do something wild, make sure you know what you're doing and who you're after and who could get hurt in the process. Those are very important tactics to learn. And so I disagree on his tactic. But the ATF knew he was coming. Here's my problem with it. The ATF were not in the building that morning. They were all paged. Yes, this is in time of pagers. They were all paged not to come in the night before. They were told not to come in that morning. But they didn't warn anybody else in the building to not go to that building. So our local ATF let 168 people die. And there was a police officer who had called his wife and left a voicemail or a voice message on their answering machine. And he was telling his wife, and the recording came out, and the cop died, by the way, mysteriously died. But he told his wife, the stuff that you're seeing on TV isn't what's actually happening down here. So, the corruption of the Oklahoma City Police goes back quite a ways. Believe me, it does. Let's see, he should not do anything like that. I agree. I'm just saying, like, if you're going to do something that's wild, you need to do a risk assessment. Like, does the benefit outweigh the risks? You know, if he had done his proper research and known there's kids in there, he probably would. I don't think he would have actually done it, and that wouldn't have happened. But folks are going to do crazy shit. But the ATF knew because they had the FBI, the local FBI, and the ATF had an infiltrator into the group, and that you could actually look up on the internet and see. So they knew he was going to do it. And the way they found him, the funniest way of how they found him. Have you ever been arrested by the Oklahoma City Police Department? I have not been arrested. Oh, well, I turned myself in on a warrant, and that was for a misdemeanor assault charge when I punched an Air Force sergeant who I was dating. I found out there was a federal warrant, and so I turned myself in, and they transferred me to federal. So yes, I have. But I turned myself in on that warrant. That was fair. Like not, I'm not having an issue with that. But I did have one case back in 2002 where I'm sorry, it was 2003. It was from 2002 into 2003. It was the case kind of went on away. I watched a police officer lie under oath on the stand. I've watched him do it, and I know he's lying because I was there. Because he was saying that a lie detector came back inconclusive when that's not true. I passed the lie detector test except for one question, and the only question that I failed was, "Have you ever lied to your parents?" And I wasn't sure if they meant in the case or like ever, because like what teenager hasn't lied to their parents a little? So I'm sitting there like kind of just kind of like I was like no, because I wasn't sure like they didn't specify quite, and so it came up inconclusive. So he claimed the entire test was inconclusive, which is not true. They told me I had passed it. Other than that, and I went to my file to try to find the results to prove he was lying about it, and they were gone. And Bobby Tompkins can absolutely go fuck himself. Anyway, but nonetheless, found out later that piece of shit got promoted. Anyways, so yes, I have had issues with like seeing corrupt shit happen. Like that was my own personal experience, but nonetheless, I have seen it indeed. But the fact that right here they're literally telling everybody to go after this girl, like that seems very unprofessional. Because I know that Oklahoma City is very, or Oklahoma in general is very, very badge loving. So I am curious to see the comments. I am. I would like to actually. Oh, I love this. That's actually great. The best time to delete this tweet was immediately after Cindy, and the second best is right now. Hell yes. I'm sorry. That's fantastic. I gotta give I gotta give that a hell yeah. That's funny as fuck. I'm not gonna lie. All right. So, do you want to just delete this low engagement post before it gets out of hand, or do we all gotta make the whole thing? No shit. How about I let you know I don't appreciate your rhetoric? I like seeing people stand up. Like it's good to see some people are actually standing up and saying something. Oh, right there we go. What's next? Her home address? We already know how this plays out. Exactly. These people even are calling them out on this. Like you're using your platform to sick your fans on another person like that publicly. Exactly. I absolutely agree. That's it's madness. Absolute madness. And oops, darn it, I hate when it does that. Sorry, if I go too far to the left with the mouse pad, it does that. It drives me bonkers. It really does. So yeah, let me come back to this and check what I've missed in the chat. Sorry, let me come back up. Uh, they wasn't just accused; he was convicted. Well, yes, he was, but there was some very suspicious. Sorry, my thing's doing a static thing. Yes, he was accused and convicted, but we also know that a lot of times the judicial system isn't accurate. So yeah, he was accused, but there's some strange shit to this. For instance, do you know how they caught him? This gives a very this is very reminiscent of Lee Harvey Oswald getting caught. That he remember how they a cop originally arrested him for not paying 25 cents for a movie ticket and went into a theater and he was arrested and later they somehow connected him to the assassination of Kennedy. Well, something very similar happened. So McVeigh was on the highway driving and he gets pulled over by a highway patrolman because he has no license plate on the back of his car. Who the hell drives around with no license plate on the back of the car? The weirdest fucking shit I've ever heard. Anyway, so he gets pulled over for this, and the cop arrests him. I mean, usually you'll get like a fucking ticket or something for not having a license plate, but somehow they went from being pulled over because you don't have a license plate to blowing up a building. Sorry, that sounds fucking strange to me. It really does. It really does. And the person who was convicted as his co-conspirator, a guy named Nichols or Nick Nichols, he wasn't as popular, clearly. But yeah, I don't know if he got executed or not. Actually, I think he might just be in prison. From my understanding, maybe it's be life in prison. I'd have to look it up. But Terry Nichols, that's it. I remember it now. Sorry. Like I said, he wasn't the popular one. Everybody remembered McVeigh. Almost nobody remembered the guy with him. Like the sidekick. Nobody remembers the sidekick. So yes, obviously they did something stupid. But the fact that ATF not only let it happen, but didn't warn anyone else in that building, didn't tell any other people that worked in that office not to go to work that day. That's at least conspiracy. To allow it to happen, that's like the reverse of the Good Samaritan law right there. Like you knew that shit was gonna happen and you didn't tell other people, hey, don't come to work. Hey, don't bring the kids to the daycare downstairs. Don't do that. You know, something. They could have. They didn't. They let it happen. Insane. Maybe they wasn't here, but I like to troll these people. Oh, I just realized. Hello, Ducksworth. Sorry, I just realized who that was. I have never been to OKC. Oh, I have never. Is it a nice place? I'm from Canada. We'll forgive you for being from Canada. Uh, for the most part, yes, OKC is okay. It's got its good and its bad, like any place else. But for the most part, compared to a lot of places like California and New York that I've been to, it's half the stuff and half the cost. So it's kind of cool. And you can nod and say hello to people as you walk by, for the most part, and nobody looks at you like you're an idiot. And nice. Nobody wanted to kill people. I doubt it. Okay, got that. I read that. Great response there, Kitty. Thank you. That's a good point. I was in the military, the army. If the army wanted me to have an opinion, they'd issue me one. Okay, Major Payne. That's cute. But hmm, I feel like people in the military. I mean, you're allowed to. If you're in the military, you're allowed to vote. So it seems silly that you wouldn't be allowed an opinion. Because voting is the sign of your opinion. Okay. Anyway, he should not do anything like that anyway. Well, again, I didn't say what he did was okay. Have you ever been arrested by the Oklahoma City Police Department? Oops, let me skip. Let me skip. Hold on. I'm trying to get caught up in the chat and think it's giving me issues. I honestly think McVeigh was a bit of a scapegoat. I think he kind of was. Like, okay, all right. Hey, Kitty. Hey, Lookie. Thanks for sharing that more. I've been in trouble with Canadian police before. The Royal Canadian Mounted Police. Okay, it took me a second to kind of figure what that meant. Sorry. He was their prime suspect, and the vehicle was registered in his name, right? I don't know. I don't know if the car was registered in his name. All they mentioned was that he was pulled over for not having a license plate. I occasionally, if I'm just going somewhere, occasionally I will make sure that my brake lights, tag lights, every headlights all working before I leave, so I don't get pulled over. So you would think that you would make sure that your shit was in order and blends in nicely and nothing that would draw attention to yourself if you were going to do something like this. So I find it very weird that his license plate was gone. So theoretically, one could argue that whoever let him to do this put the license plate off his car without him knowing he'd get pulled over. Now, connecting someone from being pulled over because there's no tags to, hey, did you blow up that building? Hell of a jump. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty wild. I've been pulled over before, but nobody ever said, hey, did you commit that crime that happened, a few miles away? It's fucking weird. Alright, he was a prime suspect. Yeah, okay, got that part. I have been against cops most of my adult and child life, mostly because I was involved in criminal endeavors. Well, that would do it. But I have a problem with them in general, just constitutionally. That being said, I've got a white Trump supporting cop living across the street from me. I do not know if that necessarily affects his behavior, honestly. God, this staticky shit is like driving me nuts. Like if I do that, then the static goes away for a while. Anyway, just like the guy from Atlanta bombing, they tried to paint him as a bomber when he was a regular guy who called in a strange bag. Yeah, he found a mysterious bag and called it in, and they tried to nail him for it. See, yeah, that is, yeah, because God forbid anybody, let's just do some actual detective work. Let's just blame somebody. Okay, first off, if I was going to do that, I wouldn't call it in and be like, hey, I found something suspicious. That kind of defeats the purpose. You might as well not have left the house that day. Anyway, I have been against cops my whole life because they have harassed me. Thankfully, they haven't harassed me, but I did tell the girls in our family, the young girls, that they are not allowed to date police officers. Military maybe, police officers no. And I explained why. Because they have this brotherhood mentality, which is good if you're in the battlefield. Not so much if your partner's doing something bad and you turn a blind eye. And I do not want our girls to date a cop and the relationship go badly, her break up with him, and then he has his buddies harass her, pull over every chance they get, this and that. Because they have the ability to do it. Oh, well, she's suspicious. Well, she's a known troublemaker. And even if it comes to nothing, they don't get a ticket. It's still harassing, and it's hard to prove. So it's best girls just sort of stay away from that sort of business altogether. If a mob attacked him, I'd be there for him. Oh, your neighbor. Well, okay, yeah, I get that because I mean, cop aside, a mob attacking one person, that's not really reasonable. One-on-one fight, that's one thing, but like one person being jumped by a mob of people, that's a little different. Yeah, I get that because that's not cool. Like gangs ganging up on one person, that's not brave. That's not cool. One-on-one fight, I'd be a little more okay with. I'd be like, settle it like men. All right. Mm. There's nothing sportsmanlike or manly about you and all like 5, 10 of your buddies beating up one person. Not cool. So I agree with you on that. Just because of civilized behavior in general, not because of he's a cop or not. So public intoxication is illegal in a lot of places. They arrested me once for walking down the road with my brother, but I was drunk. Well, see, as long as you're not bothering anybody, it shouldn't really matter. So, like, would they like profiling? Like, you and your brother walking down the street, and they're like, "Hey, it's the middle of the night. Let's find out what these guys are walking down the street for." That's a shit reason to come bother somebody. I mean, they should be. I mean, you were intoxicated. They should be glad you weren't driving. I mean, you got to get home some fucking how. Not everybody has money for a cab, you know. So it's kind of shitty. I mean, if you're doing something that's belligerent and stupid, that is, it's my parents taught me to avoid the police, but also avoid doing stupid shit that's going to get the police's attention. Like, don't break into people's houses. Don't fucking break shit. Don't take shit. Don't be like attacking folks for no reason. Normal civilized behavior shit. Usually you stick with that. It helps you avoid them in general, and that's my thing. I don't leave the house enough to cause problems. I'm boring. You probably so. It's a joke, Kitty, but in the military you do have some rights taken away. But you shouldn't, though. That's not the thing. What is the point of signing up to supposedly protect our rights if yours is taken from you? That's shit. That's absolute shit. I have a serious problem with that. The Constitution promises rights to every free person. I mean, I understand that, like, for instance, not letting like people who are in jail vote. Okay, fair enough, I get it. But even like ex-felons, I believe they should have some rights restored. I do. The Constitution says every free person. If you've been to jail, you've paid your dues, there's some rights you should be able to have back. And before anybody loses their shit, I've already said this a few times, and y'all might be new to this party, so let's see. The things I've seen criminals do are leagues worse than anything I've seen a cop do. It's quite possible you haven't been fully paid attention. Although, just okay, you may have seen stuff criminals do that are way worse. But you have to also take into consideration that the police are in a position of authority. And what was it Spider-Man's uncle said? With great power comes great responsibility. So in some ways, well, I mean, it depends on what's happened. In some ways, it's more of a betrayal when it comes from the police. Because we trusted them, just like you would trust your doctor to protect you and to do what's right for you. And it's a betrayal when they don't. If you find out that your teacher or a teacher is stealing upon your student, you feel betrayed because they are in a power of authority. They're supposed to be able to be trusted, and they betrayed that trust. In ways, that's worse. And they get paid by you and get away with it. That's a betrayal. You expect criminals to do what criminals do. The cops should never be hard to distinguish from criminals. And that is an issue. I'm not a fan of law enforcement, nothing nice to say, so I'll keep my thoughts to myself. I'm sure I'm covering it pretty good, Josh, actually. Me and Josh too here are a lot of times on the same page. But see, there's got to be a middle ground. I'm not saying get rid of all police. I'm not, because Chav pretty much showed that's a mistake because they could not manage it. Literally, they couldn't manage it for 2 fucking days before all hell broke loose. So here's the problem. There was a time long ago when people didn't live so close together. And there wasn't as much of a need for police, but people knew how to pretty much behave themselves. They knew how to pretty much govern themselves. Mind their own damn business, take care of their farms, their families, help their neighbors. They knew how to act. But slowly, bit by bit, populations got bigger, police were required. Slowly, bit by bit, we forgot how to behave ourselves and how to govern ourselves. I think it was Plato that said that, well, I do see a need for some laws, don't get me wrong, but the gist of it was, laws are unnecessary because good people know how to act and criminals don't care. Now, he's slightly off because laws do allow you to punish people who have done something bad. That's fine. I am perfectly okay with that. But, bit by bit, we've always been told, oh, don't take matters into your own hands. Oh, always trust the police. Always do this. Never do that. This, that, the other. Until we've basically gotten to the point where we beg and crave for some authority figure to rule over us. But odds are, every one of you in this chat know how to act. Every one of you knows not to break into someone's house, not to steal things, not to go rape or murder folks for like no good fucking. Well, there's no good reason for rape, but like self-defense, killing somebody, I can see that. But murdering folks for no reason, shit like that. Most of us know this. Now, we know these things. So, unfortunately, there's people out there who don't know how to act. And I don't necessarily think the police need to be disbanded, per se. But I will say, accountability is absolutely imperative. If any kind of change is ever going to happen, taking personal responsibility and making sure the department takes responsibility is. Because, like I said to someone earlier today, in a tweet or private message, I forget which one it is, if a kid breaks your window and, somebody else fixes it, instead of making the kid fix it, we teach kids responsibility when they go own up to their mistake and fix it. We'll try to, and try not to do it again. But When a police officer does something wrong, he may or may not be fired, but he'll get paid leave. Would your job let you have paid leave if you did something bad? And if you get sued because you did something you weren't supposed to and someone got hurt, would you have to pay? Yes. Taxpayers pay when the police do something wrong. You have to pay for their mistakes. If you have to pay for their mistakes, how is there any accountability? There is there's less incentive to stick to the rules if there's no real consequence or punishment, and that's a problem. It gives people the idea that they're untouchable and the laws don't apply to them, and that's a problem. Oh, sorry. If we enter, so you are funny. Yeah, right. Jokes, all jokes. Yep, jokes. If there's no more cops, my wife. Shit. Okay, I missed that comment, and I'm gonna have to go back out and look at it. Give me a second. If there's no more cops, my ex-wife has something serious to worry about. That's not true, and you know it. Because technically, if you wanted to do something, you'd probably already done it, and they'd never find her. So I think it'd just be silly. Because again, most criminals aren't worried too much about the law; they're just worried about getting caught. And since it seems like a lot of times cops don't want to do a whole lot of investigating, like, yeah, there is no way the police are ever going to actually be disbanded. Yeah, there's going to be one law enforcement typo or another. So, like here in Oklahoma City, if we were to disband Oklahoma City Police, the Sheriff's Department and Highway Patrol would probably take over, or County Police. Like, there would always be somebody. There's always going to be someone. So, reformatting is what needs to be done. Uh, there's a serious issue with having our police militarized as well. No-knock raids are really bad about the idea. Really bad idea. A lot of people have been hurt from that. And a lot of times, quite a few times, they've even had the wrong address. They didn't even have the right house when they did it. If I thought someone stole my car, for instance, and I went over to the house of the person I thought did it, kicked their door and whooped their ass, I'd go to jail. Whether they actually were the right house or not, it'd probably be even worse if it wasn't the right house. So yeah, body cams all the time. They try to turn off their body cams. I want to be where, unless they call dispatch and go, hey, listen, I gotta piss for a minute, turn off my cam because nobody needs to see that. Actually, it films out this way, so it should technically be okay. But yeah, they should have to where they can't turn off their body cams until their shift is over. So that's an issue. There's one. Oh, you can't go time. I would like to think so. And they should make body cams like footage easily accessible, like not be able to like hide it from the court. There was one case I read that happened in Arkansas in 2015 that said that body cam footage went missing in a case, and the defendants sued and won because that footage disappeared. I think that's pretty fucking interesting that they tried that shit. So that's also the place where the case I was talking about a few weeks ago is going to be taking place in Russellville, Arkansas. And that's going to be fun because I think the entire town is corrupt as fuck. And there's even rumors that the judge may have killed his opponent so he could win his judge seat. A little bit scary thought there. But anyway, I think we need to hit a reset button. We do. And that may be actually what's happening, to be honest. Like, we may not like what's going on right now, but this may be the reset button. Because both sides are going to start to realize some shit. Like, when people started really freaking out, and static is killing me. Sorry. Give me a minute. Did you not get rid of it that time? There we go. Okay. Apparently, I have to be, like, kind of, like, obnoxiously close for that static to stop. Sorry. Anyway, so what does Snow Dub say? Dude, you don't want to know what Snow Dub said, but I'll tell you here in a bit. Get rid of the two-party system. That's going to be tricky. Technically, somehow, some way, there's always going to be a two-party system. One more conservative than the other, or more liberal than the other. They could just strip off the labels and say, hey, so-and-so is running for office. and here's what he thinks, here's what he believes, and here's what he promises, and that be that. Like that actually would be cool because that would prevent people who vote only Democrat without reading the actual details, or just vote Democrat just because it says Democrat without reading the details. It might prevent that kind of voting because voting just because of a brand or a label is a stupid reason to vote. You should be paying attention to what they promise and what they offer. So I do agree with that concept, just trying to get people to actually people like labels and they like affiliation, they like teams. They want they yeah. They'd be very hard to pull that off. I'm not disagreeing with the idea. I'm just thinking about how difficult that would be. Uh, like if I was to run for governor of Oklahoma, if I didn't put down a party affiliation of any kind, I probably wouldn't get noticed. If I put down Republican, I'm almost guaranteed I win. Unless I had an even better Republican opponent, I most likely would win. Just because I'm Republican. And as long as I didn't say anything too offensive, too outrageous, I'd probably win. I just don't have a Sith Lord. I just don't have $1,000 to get put on the ballot. That's actually what it requires. $1,000 to be put on the ballot. What if you should try? What if y'all would fundraise that? That would be a long fundraiser. That would take a while. Like, well, I guess I could print out my own shit and do like a PayPal thing. Let's see how. Well, probably. Oh, almost an hour. Yeah, I promised myself I would try to keep this about an hour. To be honest. So yeah, if I run over a few minutes, I think that'll be all right. But it's 3:17. I still have easy 2024. I don't know if he could be any worse than some of the politicians we've had. Truth be told, I mean he seems a little out there, but shit, he seems to mean well. I just don't necessarily trust anybody who's married to a Kardashian. That's my biggest issue. You're gonna repeatedly ask me what Snow Deb said. Okay, if you really want to know what Snow Deb said, I'll tell you. He said that you are a professional troll. You've made 30 accounts, and even yesterday you called Mama Bear a racist, even though she's not even actually white, and that you've been horribly offensive to other people, and that was just yesterday. Not to mention that you've been doing this on and off for months. That's what he said. That was, and literally his letter started out with the words, "Oh hell no," and it was like that long. The "oh hell no" was really long. That's what he said. Trying to spare your feelings, but that's what he said. You insulted Mad's Mama Bear. Yes, Snow said that to me. Ah, wait, I have something Twitter over there actually. Don't worry. Ah, just not working. Give me that. Okay, we're talking about lacquer and varnish. It's a little long conversation, geez. Good Lord, how long did we talk? Holy crap. Jesus. Alright. So right here, I tell him that you apologize, and he goes, "Oh hell no! We already went through this the last time. Gave him the third and fourth chances. He just called Mad Mama Bear a racist, and she's Latina, and that was today. He was trying to manipulate him. And I was like, little son of a bitch didn't tell me that. But yeah, I didn't know you even started insulting Mad's mama bear, bro. So yeah, apparently this has been an ongoing thing. I was not aware of how ongoing it was. And calling people racist is such, yeah, that is so unnecessary. I just got a negative comment on one of my videos. Technical technician, why would anybody give you a negative comment on your video? What the hell video was it? You know what? Let's find out. Let's find out. So, technician, I'm going to do something real quick. Alright, to your video that you got a negative comment, would you like to drop the link to that so we can go see what it is that happened? See. I am curious. Plus, let everybody see your video. Anyway, I don't want to get rid of cops, but if they do, don't think for a minute I won't immediately take advantage of it. Like, take advantage of it how? You can, like, rob a fucking bank or something? Because they can hire their own private armed security, so I wouldn't advise that. And the police being disbanded does not mean that people have given up their guns and will protect their house. So yeah, I'll have that. That was over the fucked up Mount Rushmore meme. Wait. Why was Mad's mama bear called a racist over the Mount Rushmore meme? Like, I don't know what her position was on the situation, so I'm not sure why she was called. Still seems unnecessary just because she has an opinion different. Doesn't seem to, I don't feel validates that. But I would be curious to see that situation. Anyway, they're playing music during the whole video was too distracting. They said the music playing through the video was too distracting. I guess they don't watch music videos then. Oh. Well, anyway, you have a wrench, practical technician, so you would be able to drop your link if you wanted to. And besides, almost all my videos get like one downvote, and it's been going on for like over 6 months. So I'm assuming it's the same person, and well, sometimes it's two. So I'm assuming the person has at least two accounts, but it's like usually never more than that. So like I'll probably get one now, and I can probably guess who. If it's two, then it means one person and another. So yeah. Hey, Reddy, how are you doing? And American propaganda doesn't sit well with the families of full veterans. Oh, my mouse cursor was over that. Sorry, anti-American propaganda doesn't sit well with families full of veterans. You seem to have the impression that all veterans are like super stoked about America. There are veterans who are dismayed and unhappy with the system and how it works, and feel that there's change to be done. So just because someone's a veteran doesn't necessarily mean they're, pumping the American flag. But yeah. Jackie Puckett. Does that mean what does that mean? Alive with cops. Let me go see what he's talking about. Oh, it's alive with cop tweets. It means it's blowing up. It's going, a bunch of tweets about cops I was finding. That's what it means. You say alive with cop. That by itself sounds weird. It's alive with cop tweets. Yeah, I'm sure the VFW is burning with a whole lot of flags. You don't have to burn a flag to be unhappy with how this country has become or what it's become, or does it make you unaware of things that need to be changed or fixed? You don't have to burn a flag to feel that way. You see, you're comparing anybody who does not. If you don't like America, you must be a flag burner. That's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous. Thinking that everything. I mean, the rest of the time when we're not discussing this, almost everybody can admit that something is wrong with our government in general. The policies, the politics, the lobbying, the politicians being corrupt. We can all agree on this, but as soon as someone says something needs to be changed, someone gets accused of being a flag burner. insane. It's ridiculous. Like, which is it? No. Does our country need fixed or is it not? And I never said that anybody at the VFW was going to burn flags. But I bet you if I go into a VFW, any of them, if they're open, because I don't know if they are right now, because bars have been kind of on and off about being open here. If I went in there and was like, do you think there's stuff in this country that needs to change? Do you like the way politicians and policies are being done? I bet you a lot of them will definitely have some suggestions on what could be fixed. So, yeah, so assuming that all veterans are like, oh yeah, well, they probably have opinions too. So, sorry. I've talked to veterans before. Me seems to think I've never spoken to one in my life. But yeah. Hello, Fighting Spirit. How are you doing? Okay, I'm really kind of surprised at you, Wookie, for that one. See, you take the point I was making and you try to make it extreme. And that's the problem with both sides, though. Yeah, that's exactly what I mean. Good God. Well, I said a few things, but okay. Yeah, but, let me get a cigarette. Oh, there you go. Oh, okay. We can go see the video and see what the issue is. Oh, I might have to share screen. Share screen, share audio. So we can hear what they're fussy about. Let's see why people are talking. Sometimes it takes a while to load, sorry. Nice intro.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Tactical Technician with your host, Major Mayhem. Hope you guys are having a tactical Thursday, and on today's episode, it has been subscriber requested that I do a review on Street Ammo, and the subscriber that requested it is Fireball Fred. Now, come on guys, step up your game. Fireball Fred should not be the only one making requests like this. You guys can do it too. Anything you guys want me to do a review on, you want to see me do a video on, just let me know.
Yeah, like when the music was a little calmer, I think that worked better, but it does start to distract when you're talking. I can kind of see it. I wouldn't have given you a down vote for it. I would have just said, like, you should probably, like, leave the heavier sound for, like, when you're showing stuff, but not when you're talking. I wouldn't have given you a down vote for that.
Leave it in the comments down below.
It's a little harder to hear
Fireball
you.
Fred, you're kicking butt, buddy. You're kicking butt, and I will never say no to you. So, before we get into the video, though, Fireball Fred, just let you know that I need to give a shout out to this video sponsor, which is True Legends Flag Company. Visit them at taflags.com. Enter promo code TAC2020, that's TAC2020, and get 20% off your purchase. Remember, they are a small business that is better known and operated, and they make hand-carved wooden flags.
Cool.
Some of the best that I've ever seen. Go visit them, taflags.com, and enter my promo code. The second thing I need to bring up is that we're doing a sweepstake, and it is the mystery ammo box sweepstake. All you have to do is like this video.
Mystery ammo.
Be subscribed. Hit that.
I'm not gonna lie, but mystery ammo sounds like a possibly problematic issue, because if I have a 357, it's not gonna do me any good to get 5.56 ammo. So that's kind of interesting.
Notification on. Share this out to any social media, and then leave a comment down below stating why you should win the mystery ammo box. And then at the end of the month, the person that wins is going to have to, it's going to be announced, and going to have to email me their personal info, and I will send out the mystery ammo box. Now, what is in this mystery ammo box? No telling. It could be ammunition, could be survival gear, could be whatever it
So it's just a mystery
whatever
box,
your
back
heart
to it.
would
Okay.
desire. It's all a mystery. It could be nothing.
That'd be fucked up.
No,
Oh, okay.
it's not.
But that'd be fucked up.
Just to clarify, guys, it's not. Nothing is in the box. There's going to be something in the box, but what's in it is going to be a mystery. Alright, so remember, like this video, like all the videos, but like the video, subscribe, hit that notification bell, share this video out, leave a comment down below of why you should win, and you get entered into the drawing. And announcement will be at the end of
Give it a comment, sorry.
Good luck to all of you, and may the best person win. Alright, so, street handle.
Yowzer!
Why was it interesting? Well,
Your gun handling is a treasure.
ammunition.
Well, fuck.
Tracer rounds. And
Your only issue was like what they were saying about the
it
music.
is the company that first introduced this street camera. Now, the type that I have is 9mm, 147 grain.
Fuck, that's a lot of grain,
How
dude.
did it replace the older tracer round? The older tracer round had a incendiary on the tip of the round that when fired it would leave
Okay.
it would
I don't
kind
think only about
of
music,
be
but
visible by the naked eye. Okay, that's the best way I can.
oh, okay. The echo is terrible. I'm sorry. Not sure what to do about the echo. I have to figure that one out. Well, that's the link you dropped. So that's where I went. I can only speak for the small VFW in my town, but to put it mildly, they don't do this anti-American crap that's been happening lately. I worked there. I worked at a VFW too for a while. I served drinks, or did. Anyway, but all right, they would probably agree that something needs to be fixed. I'm not saying that, like, destroying storefronts and setting things on fire. I'd never said that. But the police oftentimes get away with doing some crazy stuff, and it took a whole lot of insane shit to go on, and then they actually arrested the police officers for the conduct they were doing. Like, it shouldn't have taken that. The fact that someone did something wrong, they should be held accountable. And we should not be held to higher standards than the police. And depending on what veteran, how old he is, there's a good chance because, like, there was quite a lot of Vietnam vets that came back, and they were treated like shit by everybody, sometimes including the police. My godfather was one of them. They were always harassing him, badgering him, and everything. Every job he went to, the New Orleans police, whatever fucking ward it was, would just keep fucking going. Like, it didn't matter what it was. Any crime that happened in New Orleans, damn near, they'd come to his work to question him, even though they knew he had nothing to do with it. Until, like, his boss would fire him, and he'd have to move on to another job, and they'd just keep following him, job to job, doing this to make it impossible for him to find work. So, we can't necessarily say, like, yeah. I mean, since 9/11, there has been this unusual encouragement. Like, they've been considered heroes for so long. There's almost this weird celebrity status they almost get. Nobody should be above the law. No politician, no cop. We should see more politicians locked up for, smuggling money from taxpayer funds and dipping into Social Security, like the Obama administration basically admitted they did because they held it hostage over the fucking Obamacare passing. They basically said that, something would happen, stuff would happen with that, and that's supposed to be a whole separate fund anyway. There are so many politicians and people who are being treated like they're above the law that should be in jail. I think what most everybody wants is just that everybody who's supposed to be someone we look up to act right. That's what it should be. Her echo is terrible. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's because sound is coming out of this TV and not and the speaker on the mic on the camera is picking it up and it's making things weird. Sorry, but good news is all my subscribers will get a Secret Santa gift from me in December. Ooh, I would like to at least pick because I'm too poor for a gun, so I don't have a need for gun accessories. I wish I had one. I'm too poor for one. They're expensive. I take that back. They get a chance if I draw their name. Okay, that sounds easier because otherwise that's a shitload of gifts to send out. I wouldn't even want to send out that many cards. Darn it, we're 16 minutes over the hour I was gonna do. But anyway, got a bit of a hairball. Sorry. My hair is doing like this weird ass tuck. Ah, sorry, it's bugging the shit out of me. It's probably bugging me way more than it's bugging you, but it's bugging me a lot. So, anyway. And anyway, other than the music not necessarily fitting the video, if y'all want to go and show some love to Tactical Technician, that would be awesome. I'm getting a little fluff about that. But, yeah. He seems charming as fuck. I can't remember where you're actually at. I know you told me probably, but I don't remember where you're at. But, like, are you in Oklahoma? Like, I think you're either in Oklahoma or you used to be and you know about it. Like, I think something like that. Great stream. It was okay. Like, it could have been better. Could have been worse. Actually, I do want to check my Twitter real quick because I want to see how, like, I got one notification. Really? That's it? And the majority of what got popular was the tweet before shit kicked off, where it's like, I'm going to sit here, have my coffee, and I'm going to soon post something that's going to piss people off and see what happens. That's actually got more attention than the actual tweet that I thought was going to piss people off. Which, I mean, granted, I don't necessarily want to make people angry. What I want is for people to have a conversation. I think that is, yes, there's always going to be bad apples in every branch. Yes, definition, that is true. With that heart. See, we have so many issues, and so many things are like, all right, hold on. Sorry, someone commented. I'm trying to figure out what context it is. Oh, yes. Okay, right. All right. So yes, one of my responses was that people who say that not all police are bad also need to realize that not all protesters are bad, not all Muslims are bad, not all immigrants are bad, and so forth. And so, yeah, it's very easy for us to try to see the best of people when it suits and fits us. But it's very hard for us to try to see the best in people when it doesn't fit the way we think. And both sides are guilty of it. When I say we, I mean people as a whole, not just left or right. It's everyone. There is times when, you know, like I understand where someone's coming from, but I don't like that I do in a way. But sometimes people get very uncomfortable when a thought process is challenged or questioned. And it's called cognitive dissonance. It can literally make someone feel physically uncomfortable if someone challenges a belief system that they've always had. And we've all been guilty of it. I've been guilty of it. We all have at some point. If you have ever had a conversation with someone who didn't think exactly like you probably felt a little inside. Even if you didn't react badly. I'm not saying everybody reacts badly. But you still probably felt something right here that didn't go a little bit because it wasn't what you wanted to hear. So you've at least had a mild case of it. Just be there. And that's totally normal. It's actually okay. It's what we do with that feeling, how we treat people with that feeling. That's where the problem's at. I don't expect people here to 100% agree with everything I say. But that's the point of it. in a way. If you agree, cool. If you don't, cool. My issue is how do we treat people who don't think exactly like us? That's where it's at. Now I know that I gotta get going. Dad, gum ya. Have a day later. Fine. Well, hopefully we'll see you later. I don't know if I'll stream later or not. I need to see if we can make an appointment for tomorrow or the next day. Since the holiday is now over. I was actually going to do that earlier. Actually, I need to figure out how I'm going to do that because I don't have phone service. Like, my phone is used for Wi-Fi right now. So I actually have to figure that one out. Where's my email? Oh, yeah, I could put email in. Anyways. But, thanks to everybody for showing up. Y'all are awesome. Love you all. And if some of y'all are a little cranky at me right now, love you all. Anyway, so hopefully I'll see y'all later. Yeah.